Really quickly before we start the challenge, I promise I'm not gonna upload any more games or challenges until I got my new PC monitor. I do have it, it's right over here with the new HDMI cable, HDMI input output, or whatever it is, and everything is ready. But the problem is the game capture. I bought a cheap one and apparently it's not working. I can see it in my new PC monitor, but I can drag it to the XSplit so you can see it. Apparently because I don't have connection to the actual PC so I can see it. And I talked to some people and they told me to buy Elgato instead of the game capture I bought. Elgato is video, so it is connect to the actual PC, so I can drag it to the XSplit so you can see my Pokemon Let's Play. But the problem is the Elgato is really expensive. So if you want to help me and keep me more motivated to do more challenges like this, check down in the description below to donate for my challenge. So with that, let's just jump right in the challenge. So the challenge is, can I beat Pokemon Platinum with a team of Pokemon that I have 4-time weakness? Now let's give me an example. Let's give an example of Torterra. It's a grass and ground type, so that means it's 4-time weak to ice. And there's a lot of variety of Pokemon in Pokemon Platinum that have 4-time weakness, so we can get a lot of variety of Pokemon and create a proper team. So right away when we start the game, I choose Turtwig because its final evolution is Torterra, a Pokemon that have 4-time weakness to ice. And I know, Torterra, we don't have Torterra until its final evolution level 32. But we're not gonna buff up any ice Pokemon or Pokemon that have ice move until Crushwake needs the 5th gym, so until then we will have a Torterra, don't you worry. Our fight with our was pretty easy, we just tackle our way through until we knock down his Chimchar. And we check our stats and our nature. Our nature is brave, so more attack and speed. I'm fine with that. The speed is gonna be a problem for the Pokemon that have a high speed and have good ice move, but we're gonna have problem until then. After I beat all the trainers, I make my way through to the west of Jubilife City to catch a Magikarp. His nature is careful, so more the special defense and less special attack. That nature is absolutely perfect because Gyarados' special attack is horrible, but his attack is amazing. I also catch Bidoof as an HM slave, because Bidoof can learn Rock Smash, Cut, and Strength, so that's very useful, and also capture Starly as an HM slave, so I can use the HM Fly for later. So before I enter the first gym, let me show you something. This is the map of Sinnoh, and there's a few Pokemon that's gonna enter to our team. Here in the area of Windwork, there are lots of Honeytree, and there's gonna be another Pokemon that we're gonna join to our team. Here in Eterna City, we can get some weird tools that we can use to dig up some fossils, and one of the fossils we're gonna use to our team. Here at Route 206, I can get the 5th member to our team, and here finally at Fuko Ironworks we can get our last team member. But unfortunately the last team member we only can get after we get Surf, and that's only after the 5th gym. So we can only have 5 Pokemon until we beat Crushwake, who is the 5th gym. But 5 Pokemon is more than enough. Once we're out of Jubilife City, our rival challenges us again. Yes, 2 Pokemon, Starly and a Chimchar. And I open up with Leo. Yeah, I call him Leo because one of the Ninja Turtles, so I thought it would be perfect for him because he's just turtle as well. And I called Magikarp Angry because when we become a Gyarados, it looks really angry. I don't know why, but it sounded appropriate for him. Anyway, back to the fight. Starly liked to use Growl a lot until we took him down with a few tackles, and then I switched to Magikarp to instead maybe a few attacks, so I can switch back to Leo, so I can remove all the Growl that Starly used on me. And after a few tackles, we took a Chimchar down. Time for the first gym in the work. Has 3 Pokemon. Is open up with Geodude, and I open up with Leo, of course. And one Absorb took Geodude down. Next, he sent Onix, and I use Absorb again because I know Onix has 4 special defense, and like Geodude, he has 4-time weak to grass. And somehow the Onix survived. Use Potion, so I use Absorb 2 more times to took him down. Last was Cranidos, and 1 Resolve took Cranidos down. That was a very easy battle. Once we get the first badge, we finally can use Rock Smash outside of battle, so make my way back to Jubilife City and then go north, so I can make my way to the next city. And and then we have to fight a doubles battle against Team Galactic. It was very easy. They are using weak Pokemon, and then once we finish the battle, Leo evolved into Grottle, which is going to be very useful for the next gym. Not good offensively, but good defensively, because the next gym is Grass type. Once we get to the next city, apparently Team Galactic has captured some weird wind work, so I need to find the key. And once we enter, we find one of the Team Galactic's minions, not the bosses, the low bosses. And she has a Zubat and a Paradly. We took down Zubat after the Zubat poisoned me, which is annoying, so I have to switch to Angry while healing Leo. Then we switch back, and then I have an amazing idea. We got the new move Curse. It's decrease our speed by 1 stage, but increase our attack and defense by 1 stage. So that's gonna be very useful against Paradly. After a few Curse, I tackled my way through to the Paradly. I don't know why I didn't use Resolute, because it's physical as well, but doesn't matter, we took her down. After we defeat them, I'll make my way through the Eternal Forest after defeat a lot of trainers once we got there. There was a few doubles battle, but because there's some weird girl with green hair that joined us, it was very easy because she healed us every time we finished the battle. So it was very easy and very useful to help Angry grow up a few levels, because Angry is going to be useful until we reach level 20 involved into Gyarados, which increases his stats dramatically. After I was out of the forest, I reached to Eterna City. I make my way down in the Eterna City, because I know there's a science guy that can help me get a very good item, the XP Shield. That's can be very useful to help Angry grow up a few levels, because Angry's only move is Splash. And then I'll make my way back into the Windwork, because there's a lot of Honey Tree over there, and I want my Pokemon from the Honey Tree. It's gonna take forever to find him, because there's only 5% chance to find him. And yes, I'm talking about Heracross. It's a bug in fighting, and I can use him because it's 4 times weak to flying. And it's very useful. Fighting is very useful in this Sinnoh region, and Maggon also as well, because one of the Elite Four is a Psychic type, and Cyrus loves to use Dark type, so it's gonna be very useful. But it takes forever. I used over 20 honeys to find Heracross, and it took actually forever to find one. Really, that was so frustrating to find Heracross. But eventually we found one level 15 male Heracross, and we capture him after we drop his HP a little bit. And then we check out his stats. His stats is not so bad. His nature is bashful, so neutral stats, I'm fine with that. And his ability is Guts, so sometimes when he gets hit by poison or paralysis, his attack stats grow, so that's gonna be mandatory for me. She has 3 Pokemon, and she's opened up with Tortrig, just like mine. And Downbreed Pain, because he's level 15 and he has a Aerial Ace, 60 power flying move that never missed, and it's physical, so that's gonna be very useful for this gym. Few Aerial Ace, we took Turtwig. Next was Chum, was a bit annoying due to his lack to use Leech Seed, but a few Aerial Ace we took him down as well. And last was Roserade, weird name. And she used Transform, a big mistake, because that's make our ability gets kicked in and then power up our attacks. And a few aerialists we took down her Roserade as well, getting us the second badge. Once I enter that building, it's time to take down one of another Team Galactic's minions. Let's just call them low leaders. She have a Zubat and a Skuntact. We 2-shot her Zubat, but not taking down a lot of damage from winning attack because we fought on weak to flying. Yeah, this is gonna be an issue. Next was Skuntact, and then I heal up Heracross, and then she used a Poison Gas. Big mistake, because now our guts kicked in, and after a few Brick and Aerialist, we took down the Skuntact. Why did you do that and help me easy one-shot her Pokemon? Once we finish with her, get the bicycle from Eterna City, and then I can enter down to Route 216 to get another team member for our team, a Gligar. It's a flying and ground type, so it's 4 times weak to ice, so I can use him for my team. And he is assassin nature, so more special defense and less speed. And he has Sand Bell. That means we have the chance to dodge an opponent when it's a sandstorm. But Sandbell is addicted to one double team, so it's not that useful. After to beat all the trainers, our Magikarp evolved into Gyarados and learned Bite. Now he can fight for himself and I can use him for the challenge. I used the XP share to let him evolve into Gyarados and I didn't use him for the rest of the playthrough because, like I told you, I can use a Pokemon that is not 4-time weak. And once Magikarp evolved to Gyarados, I decided to go back to Eterna City. I remember I picked up the tools to help me get some fossils. So make my way to the underground. Once where there we met Rock again. I don't know why he is there. Probably because he's digging mines or fossils. I don't know. And then it took me forever to find the Pokemon I want. The next Pokemon for our team is Omanite. His nature is calm, so more special defense and less attacks. This nature is absolutely perfect because Omanite is special attacker and more special attacker than physical attacker, so that nature is perfect for him. And then after I was out of Mac Coronet, I make my way to the Hearthorn City to prepare for the third gym. She has a ghost Pokemon, 3 Pokemon. She's open up with Duskull. I think I said right, Duskull. And I open up with Gyarados. And use a new move Bite and create a Duskull. And then she bring Hunter and we create Hunter as well. I was very lucky. And then she bring Smages. It was a bit annoying because her shot was really strong and she loved to use Confuse Ray, but we took her down as well and get us the next badge. We got the badge. I decided to make my way to the next town, but not before our rival challenged us again. He sent up his Staravia and sending out Gyarados. Staravia now has Intimidate, which decreases our attack, so I use my new move Dragon Rage. It's a move that do always 40 damage, so 2 Dragon Rage took Staravia down. Next is send Buizel, and then I bring Leo, and one Razor Leaf took him down. Next is send out my Manferno, and then I bring my Gligar, and one Earthquake took Manferno down. The last Pokemon was Rosella, and one Aerialist from Heracross took him down as well. After we defeat our rival, I defeat all the trainers that was in the area, and make my way through the next city, but not before that they get the HM Default. This will become handy later in the game. And before you think the gym leader and all the Galactics was easy for me. It was easy because I grind a lot, and the grind was absolutely brutal because my Pokemon has 4-time weakness. So I need to switch out for the proper Pokemon that can take him down, the specific Pokemon down. And that was absolutely brutal, really, absolutely brutal. I grabbed the item Razor Fang, and I need him to evolve at night because at level 31 Gligar will learn the move Slash, and if he evolved to Gliscor at level 31 he'll also learn Night Slash. So I can get 2 high crit moves, both normal and dark. This is gonna be very useful, very mandatory for me. After we finish with the grinding, our Leo evolved into Totara as well and learned the new move Earthquake. This is gonna be very useful against next gym best Pokemon Lucario because it's weak to ground. Also now Totara is 4-time weak to ice, so now I can use him for the rest of the playthrough, and you can complain he's not 4-time weak to something. Time for the gym battle. It wasn't that too hard. Heracross 1-shot Meditite and 2-shot Machop because he's wasting his time with Focus energy, and then Leo 1-shot Lucario with Earthquake. That was very easy and quick battle, just like the third one. I was getting very lucky. But spoiler alert, it's not gonna be easy, it's gonna be harder later in the game, don't you worry. After we helped Dawn to grab her Pokédex packs from the doubles Galactic Grunts and get the HM Fly, I make my way through to the next city. Time for the rival fight. He's open up with his Staravia and I open up with Omanite because it doesn't matter if you use Intimidate, Omanite is a special attacker. I use Rollout and forgot his physical move when we have lower physical attack because of our nature, and use Intimidate, so we do barely nothing. And then we use Double Team and we miss our next rollout, so I try to use our new move Brine. It's a move that doubles the damage if he's below half, so I thought 2 Brine should take him down. use Run Brad and do a lot of damage, and then he switched to Roselia. Good strategy. And then I switched to my Glasgow and one-shot his Roselia with Fire Fang. It's not a level up move. I'll teach him to him by using my item grab called Heart Skill. Next, he sent up Buizel, and then I sent out Torterra and one-shot him with Razor Leaf. Then he sent back his Staravia, so I one-shot him with Bite, but not before take a ton of damage from Devuo. Last is Manferno, and then we switch I heal while he used a lot of Mach Punch. While I was clear in the range, I go for Brian and barely KO the Manferno. Are you kidding me? And then I heal up again and again and again. And once I was in good range again, I go for Brian and finish the Manferno off. Time for the fifth gym leader. He's open up Gyarados and I open up Omenite. Forgot again that Gyarados has Intimidate, and with our low attack and rollout is really weak, we barely make a dent. So I bring in Torterra and use a few Razor Leaf. I didn't do that much. So I heal up and then go for more Razor Leaf, but barely enough KO again. Are you kidding me? So I thought to myself, yeah, I would like to use healing, so I'll be annoying myself. I go for Leech Seed and then keep with the Razor Leaf and the Leech Seed, and finally we took down Gyarados. Next was Floatzel. I thought I can finish him off, so let's see what happened. I thought I'd go first because I'm fully evolved and a high level, but no, forgot that Floatzel is high level than me and also is really fast. Go for Ice Fang, but didn't flinch me, crit me, or froze me. Yeah, that's a lot of stats. So we go for the Razor Leaf, and luckily for me, Razor Leaf kicked in and creased the Floatzel. And then we one-shot Quaxar as well because it's 4-time weak to grass. That was very, very close because I need a Torterra and his Razor Leaf because I don't have an electric move yet, just yet. Once we finished the gym, I chased down the Galactic Grand, defeat him, and then Cynthia gave us a secret potion that will allow us to scatter all the Psyducks was blocking our way to the next city. But there was a lot of trainers, so I used Starly as an HM to use Defog to clear all the Defog and beat all the trainers. It was pretty hard, but we took them down and make our way to the next town. Once we get to the town, we make I think that's Cynthia's grandmother, and then make our way to the inside the cave, but not before defeat another two grunts. It wasn't that hard, so let's talk about Cyrus, the boss of Team Galactic. This is the first time we fight him, and he sent out Sneasel and I sent out Obanite and use my new move H and Power. It's a rock move and it's special, so that's gonna be very useful for Obanite. And one energy power and Brian to get Sneasel down. Next, he sent out Golbat, and I bring out Gyarados and create Golbat. Last, he sent out his Murkrow, and then I use Ice Fang and he miraculously survived. I don't understand, and no Murkrow stats except for its speed. He has all his stats is absolutely awful, and he survived our Ice Fang and do a massive damage with Drill Peck. How is that even possible? And then I tried to go for Ice Fang, but apparently Murkrow is faster than me and took down my Gyarados. But not before he healed itself with Citrus Berry. So bring Gliscor and a few Nightshade he done on me, I took him down with Fire Fang. Once we finished the battle, Omenite evolved it to its next and final evolution, Omer Style. This means his stats increase by a lot, and that's gonna be very useful. And also, once we finish with Cyrus, the little lady, why say little? The old lady gave us the HM Surf, so I give it to Omenite because it's a special water move. We'll give Gyarados the physical water move, Waterfall, but that's not be able to us until we get the last patch. Now that we have Surf, I can make my way to the Fugo Ironrock. Yeah, I know, my English is back. Fugo Ironrock against my last team member, Magnemite. Magnemite is 4-time weak to ground, so I can use them for my team, and it's electric and ice, so it's gonna be very useful for the 7th gym, which is ice. And electric gym is gonna be very useful because Cynthia has how much Pokemon? I think two Pokemon that's weak to electricity, so that's gonna be mandatory. So we captured the Magnemite, first Magnemite we see, level 29 Magnemite. His nature is sassy, just like a Gligar, so more special defense and less speed. That's gonna be very useful. So I train him up. You only need one level to evolve into Magneton once you reach level 30. And then I check out how can evolve into Magneton. Apparently you need to make yourself go to Mount Cornet. And then train him one more level when he's in Mount Cornet. Then evolve into Magnezone. So I just give him one rare candy. It's no big deal. We can get a lot of rare candy later in the game. Once he evolves into Magnezone, I grant him up a few levels as well, because I want to make my way through the next city, so I can get my 6th badge. Before we can get to the next gym, Aurora will challenge us again. And now all his Pokemon is now full evolved, so we need to be prepared. I know we always start with Staraptor, so I bring Gyarados. I know he used to Intimidate, but both our Pokemon is physical, so he used his Intimidate and I use my Intimidate. And go for Ice Fang and do the amazing damage, and you just go for double tip. I go for the next Ice Fang. Not only we hit, we also froze him. That was very lucky. And we go for another Ice Fang and took him the Staraptor. Next he sent out Heracross and I bring Gliscor. And one shot him with Aerialist because Heracross is 4 move to flying. Then he sent Buizel, so I use 2 Brick Quickly to him down. And then he sent out Infernape, and I bring back Gliscor, and 1 Earthquake took him down. Last is I bring Roserade, so I go for so I still use a Gliscor and use Fire Fang and do a lot of damage. But he used a Leech Seed, and then I used my next Fire Fang to took him down. It wasn't that hard, but I was impressed with this variety of team. But before we go to the next gym, I want to make my way through the Iron Army for a lot of reasons. First, I need to get the HM strength, so I talked to the man that was in the entrance of the cave. And second, there was a lot of trainers that was in the caves. So the man that bring me the HM strength also help us battle and also heal us, just like the girl in Eternal Forest. So that's gonna be very useful for me. So after beat all the trainers, I make my way through the next gym to take on Baron, the Steel type trainer. He has 3 Pokemon. He's open up with Magneton, and I open up with Gliscor. 1 Earthquake took the Magneton down. Next he sent out a Steelix and I bring a Gyarados. Our Intimidate is going to be very useful because Steelix have a high attack. We go for Ice Fang, didn't do that much, and a few Aqua Tail took Steelix down. Last he sent out Bastiodon, a really annoying Pokemon because he is very bulky, he has a high defense and special defense. We go for Aqua Tail and didn't do that much. We go for Metal Burst, it's a steel move that do 1.5 the damage back to me. Do a chunk of damage, so I go for Dragon Rage because he can do 1.5 damage back to me with Dragon Rage because it doesn't do that much. Then he go for Stone Age. It did a lot of damage, but we still survive because I heal Gyarados. And also because Bastiodon has low attack and we have high defense. So I go for now the Aqua Tail. We took down Bastiodon as well. It was intense, but it was very easy gym. After we got the badge, I make my way to the library and I heard a big boom, explosion, earthquake, I don't know what it was. I make my way to the Lake Fort, and defeated one of the Cyrus minions. It was very easy with Omastar, but not before I misclicked like an idiot on Spikenet on Golbat, before using Edge Partner on Golbat, a few Mudshot on Toxic Rock, and a few Surf on Bronzor. It was very easy battle. And then I make my way to the Verity Lake Fort. Yeah, this weird names, same thing, I don't care. And then we defeat another of Cyrus minions. And she was more tougher than the previous minions. She have Golbat as well, and I use Omastar and use Enchiparan didn't do that much. And this Golbat was very known, crit me and loved to use Confuse Ray, but we took it down in my next attack. And then she bring Bronzor and I bring Heracross. Go for Brick Wig and do half, and then in the next attack finish him. Last she sent out her Perugly, so I don't want to take any odds and go right away for the close combat, one shot her Perugly. Very easy fight. After we beat her, I make my way to the next city. This city takes forever because of the snow. I will walk really slow because the snow is so high. But there's a lot of trails to beat there, so I can't complain. I also grabbed the edge and rock climb. We'll need that for later in the game. And make my way through the next city because the next city is the 7th gym, the one I was afraid of because 2 of my Pokemon is weak to ice. So I need to know which one I should use. Then I decided to open up with Heracross. We one-shot her Sneasel with Brick Break, and then she bring out Frostless, and I bring out the Magnezone, and one shot with Flash Cannon. Next, she sent out her Piloswine. Yeah, I think that I said it right. Piloswine, and I bring Omastar because I remember Piloswine is really slow, have low special defense, and weak to water. So we one-shot him with Surf. Last, she bring out Abomasnow, Pokemon that's 4th and weak to fire. I go for Gliscor because I have Fire Fang. I thought I one-shot him, but no, I was underestimated her. And her Abomasnow survived and one-shot us, so it took me down very quickly. So I bring out Heracross and finish him off. It was very intense that the gym did that much damage to me, but it's not surprising. I'm 4th and weak, but still, I was surprised that her Abomasnow survived even though he's 4th and weak to fire. Now that we got the 7th badge, we can use the HM rock to climb outside of the battle. First, I make my way to the Acuity Lakefront to talk to a rival. I don't know why, but I think it's mandatory. And also, in the area, there's a place I can rock climb to beat a lot of few more trainers. I get a very useful TM Ice Beam, a 25-100 special ice move. That's gonna be very useful against the champion Garchomp because it's 4th and weak to ice. So I'll teach it to Omastar, but not now. I'm gonna teach all of my Pokemon a very useful move once we out of the victory road. Then I go to Team Galactic's headquarters. It's the city where the Melit's gym is. I'm not remember the names, I will remember by gym leaders. It was very quickly, beat all the trainers to get more free experience, and then we fought Saurus one more time. It was very easy, as 3 Pokemon is open up with Sneasel, and I open up with Magnezone. And one-shot him with Flash Cannon, and then he bring up Crobat, which was very annoying because he's hit with an accuracy move, Supersonic. But we never hit us up in the confusion, and one-shot him with Thunderbolt. Next he sent out Urkrow, he used a weak Nightshade, and then we one-shot him with Thunderbolt. Very easy fight. And after we beat him, he gave me the Master Ball, which is gonna be very useful later in the game. I make my way to the Mount Coronet because I need to get to the summons where Cyrus use his, I don't know, his spells, his word, to bring his Pokemon that he needed. So the 2 of his minions was waiting for us, the minions we beat for the previous time, and that was very annoying because now we have to fight with our rival, and our rival stupidly uses Munchlax. And they open up two Bronzong that one of them uses Light Screen and one of them uses Reflect. So our attack and special attack is going to be very cut because they have increased their shield or defense. I don't know what Reflex actually does. I know it makes me harder to hit him with physical move, and Seg go with Light Screen, which is special. And because Gliscor has a Fire Fang, I tried to take down the Bronzong before they use Reflect the Light Screen too much. But they use one time, so I need to wait a few turns before it will go down. After we took down the 2 Bronzong, they bring a Skuntank and Perugly, a very known Pokemon. So I switch to Torterra and go for Earthquake. I don't care if Munchlax go down, because I know after he will go down, bring a much better Pokemon that will help me. I go for Earthquake and do a good damage, but not before his contact took down my Torterra. So bring Gyarados to finish him off, and last it's bring a Golbat and we finish him off as well. After Cyrus bring what they call again? No, I remember. Hold on. Palkia and Dialga. Yes, Palkia and Dialga. You bring I don't know how you do that. Probably a wizard. And then Giratina somehow appeared and snap him or grab him. I don't know what happens. It was really weird what happens over there. And then it was open a portal, and then me and Cynthia go to the Distortion World. It was very exhausting. It took me forever to find where to go, what to do. It took me about 20-30 30 minutes, I think, to get to Cyrus to challenge him one last time. He's open up with Hondo, and I open up with Omastar. Go for Surf. Next, he send out Gyarados, and I bring Magnezone. Forgot that his Gyarados has Earthquake and one-shot Magnezone before I can one-shot him with electric move. He was prepared for that. That was impressive. Next, I bring up Torterra. I thought I'd go for neutral damage with Razor Leaf, but no. Outspeed me, go for Ice Fang, and crit me with Ice Fang. Are you kidding me? So I bring my own Gyarados, and my Gyarados intimidate and cripple his attack. I go for Bite, it didn't do that much, and his Ice Fang did a lot. So I go for Dragon Dance to increase my attack and speed by one stage. Then I realized his Gyarados do a lot of damage for Ice Fang. So I use my own Ice Fang, did a lot of damage and flinch him, and my next Ice Fang finish him off. That's very useful to use the Dragon Dance. This is gonna be very useful later in the game. Then he sent out Murkrow, we one-shot him with Ice Fang, and after that he sent his Weavile, and Heracross one-shot him with Brick Whip. Last he sent out his Crobat, and we survived his Cross Poison, did a lot of damage with Ice Fang, but we need to heal. And then a weak Air Slash and a crit Cross Poison again, we finish him out with one last Ice Fang. That was a very intense battle. Very good, Cyrus. Once we finish with him, I go for the Giratina. I prepare myself, put all my money to it that I can beat him. So the only thing I need to do is throw the Master Ball. You not really think I'm gonna fight the Giratina? No. I'm gonna do just like the rest of the trainer do. Capture him and put him in the box and never use him again. Time for the last gym battle. He's open up with his Jolteon, and I decide to use my Gliscor. We one-shot him with Earthquake, and then he sent out a Luxray. The reason why I grind so much. I use my Earthquake, and apparently I'm faster than him, even though with my nature that counter outspeed, and Luxray is really fast. I don't know why we outspeed him. And do a lot of damage, and then his Ice Fang that I'm afraid will do a lot of damage and will probably one-shot me, missed. I was very lucky. He healed, and then 2 Earthquakes after that we finish him off. Bring his next Pokemon, which is Electivire. He go for Fire Fang, didn't do that much, and one-shot him with Earthquake. And last is Raichu. He go for Focus Blast, we resisted, and one-shot him with Earthquake as well. We talked to the why is it talk to the Jasmine? We talked to Jasmine, the gym leader in the Johto region. You remember her, the steel type trainer, and give us the last HM waterfall. And I immediately give it to Gyarados. It's a physical 80 power 100 accuracy water move. So we have Surf for Omastar and a waterfall for Gyarados. And after I grind all my Pokemon to level 50, I make my way to the Victory Road. It was very annoying, but we do beat all the trainers because all the experience will be mandatory for me. After we beat all the trainers, I got 2 more rare candies from Victory Road. I decided to make my way to the Pokemon League. And also, I decided not to use the rare candy until we beat all the Elite 4. Before we make our way to the Elite 4 and finish this challenge, we have one last rival fight. Before that, like I said, now we're out of Victory Road, I decided to delete all the HMs that was in my Pokemon, except for Surf and Waterfall because it's very powerful, and switch them with the other moves. Time for the last rival fight. He's opened up with Staraptor. So I always don't know the real name of that, always say that wrong. And now open up with Omastar, and he used my new Ice Beam and one-shot him. Next, he sent out his Roserade, and I bring Gyarados. Do a lot of damage and also freeze him. I love when Ice Beam freezes the Pokemon, and we defeat him with the next Ice Fang. Next, he sent out Heracross, and I bring Gliscor and crit him with Aerial Ace. That was very lucky. Next, he sent out his Floatzel and one-shot him with Thunderbolt with Mag. And after that, we send his Infernape and we one-shot him with Earthquake with our Gliscor. And last, he's bring up his Snorlax? Yeah, it's Snorlax. And we one-shot him with Heracross Close Combat. Very easy fight. Heal up our Pokemon and prepare for the Elite 4. First Elite 4 is Aaron. He's open up with his Yanmega, and I'll open up with my Magnezone. We one-shot him with Thunderbolt. Next, he sent out his Heracross, and then I use a Gliscor and one-shot him with Aerial Ace. And after that, he will bring his Drapion, the Pokemon I was afraid of. His only weakness is ground, but he has Ice Fang. So I bring Gliscor and didn't finish him. And then he go for Ice Fang, and I know I need to let Gliscor go down so I can bring Torterra safely. And then I bring Torterra and finish him with Earthquake. Next he sent out his Vespiquen and I bring Heracross and one-shot his Vespiquen with Rock Slide. Last is Scizor, so I go for close combat, didn't do that much. And then he go for Iron Head, which we survived, that was lucky of us. Then he healed, so I go for one more close combat and a Brick Break to finish him off. Next was Bertha. She's opened up with Whiscash, then she go for Earthquake, did a chunk of damage, and we one-shot her with Resolute because her Whiscash is 4-time weak to grass. Next she sent out her Gliscor and I bring Omastar. Gliscor did a lot of damage with Earthquake, but we one-shot him with Ice because Gliscor is 4-time weak to Ice. She sent out her Hippowdon and I still keep Omastar because I know Hippowdon is slow. I go for Ice Beam and also froze him. Man, I was very lucky with the Ice Beam. We froze him and then the next Ice Beam finish him off. She has last two Pokemon is Golem and a Raphael, but they're both slow, is very weak to Surf, so we finish them off very quickly. Next was Flint. I have to say this battle was very hard. He sent out his Houndoom and I bring Omastar. He used Sunny Day to increase the fire move and decrease water move, so I go for Surf and of course didn't one-shot him. And then he do a massive damage with the Dragon Pulse. And then I use my Ancient Power to finish him off. Next he bring Ferronape and I bring Gliscor. Did a chunk of damage to Gliscor, but not after that we used Earthquake to finish him as well. Next was his Magmodel, and that Pokemon was a beast. We one-shot Gliscor with Flamethrower because of the Sunny Day. And I bring Heracross because I know I have Rock Slide. I go for Rock Slide, did a lot of damage, but then he finished Heracross off. So bring Magazon and let him go down so I can revive and heal up Heracross. After I bring Heracross, we go for Rock Slide and crit him. He has two more Pokemon. He's bring out Flareon and I bring Omastar because I know he doesn't have any good moves that can do serious damage to me. I heal and then a few shots we took him down, but not before he burned us. Last his Pokemon is Rapidash, and I make a big mistake not to fully heal Omastar. And then he took our sun very quickly with Solar Beam because the sun was still on. So I bring Heracross and try to fully heal Omastar. And then he go for Bounce for some reason, not the fire move. So we got to use Revive, but not before the Rapidash one-shot our Heracross. So I bring half health Omastar and for some reason didn't go for Solar Beam, go for Bounce. So that gave us a chance to heal our Pokemon, and of course he healed. So go for Marchat to do a little bit of damage so he wasn't use potions, and then he go for Solar Beam but didn't one-shot me. Apparently the sun was off. So the next attack was while he was recharging his Solar Beam, I one-shot him with Surf. That was a really intense fight. I thought to myself the next and the last Elite Four would be easy, but I underestimated him as well because we do have Gyarados with Bite, we do have Torterra with Crunch, and we have Gliscor with Night Slash, but he was powerful and we almost lost to him. You will see why. The last of Elite Four is Lucian. He's open up with Mr. Man and I don't open up with Torterra. He just go for Light Screen. We really didn't go for the Reflect, consider all the psychic, most of the psychic Pokemon is have poor defense. So go for Crunch and do a lot of damage. And then he heals his Mr. Man and go for another Crunch, finish him. Next he sent out his Espeon. He did a lot of damage, but apparently we crit him as well with Crunch. That was very lucky. Then he sent out Bronzong, and I know I'll have to let Torterra go down so I can bring one safely. After Bronzong finished Torterra, I finish his Bronzong with Fire Fan, but not before take a lot of damage with Psychic. Next he sent out Alakazam. Really strong and fast Pokemon. He crippled 3 of my Pokemon very quickly. So I bring Omastar so I can revive and full heal Gliscor. While Omastar go down, I'm bringing Gliscor very safely. And then finish him Alakazam off, but not before taking a ton of damage from Alakazam. Last Pokemon was Gallade, and that Pokemon is really powerful. I bring Heracross. I know he's a Psychic type and Heracross is weak to Psychic, but I know Heracross is fast. I go for Shadow Claw and didn't do that much, and Gallade finish him off with Psycho Cut. So I bring Gliscor and I use Max Survive on Gyarados. I know what you're thinking, why use a Max Survive on Gyarados? For a few reasons. One, he has Intimidate, and that can cripple Gallade's physical attack, and also we have Bite. So I thought maybe we could stand a chance with that. Even though it's poor fighting, it's also part fighting, so that will do neutral damage. Putting Gyarados and Intimidate cripple his attack. I tried to go for Waterfall instead of Bite, but not before taking a ton of damage with Stone Edge. We survived because of the Intimidate, and Waterfall did a lot of the damage. So I will use another revive to bring Heracross back to the living, but not before I let Gyarados go down as well. So I finish his last Pokemon with my last Pokemon with one shot with his Shadow Claw. Man, that battle was really intense. If we we barely survived the last Elite Four, there's no way we survive in the champion. So I use my only 12 rare candy. Yeah, I'm not using cheat, I'm using rare candies. I have 12 rare candies. They decide which one to give it to him. I decided to give a lot to Omanyte, Gyarados, Heracross, and Magnezone. Omanyte and Gyarados is gonna be mandatory against Chikorita. And when I got to Cynthia, I used a different strategy. We have the move Dragon Dance, a move that increases our attack and speed by one stage. And she opened up with Spiritomb, Pokemon that except for his attack, defense, special defense, he has low speed and low health. And also it didn't do that much damage to Gyarados. So while we bring Gyarados, we use a lot of Dragon Dance and heal ourselves every time we did a lot of damage. After a few Dragon Dance, while I heal myself, and I decided to attack Spiritomb when his Shadow Ball they increase our special defense by one stage, because that's the effect of Shadow Ball. So why he didn't do that, I keep using Dragon Dance, and when he did, his Shadow Ball did decrease my special defense by one stage, I finish him off very quickly, and then we you just have to see it. That was very funny. We one-shot Garchomp with Ice Fang because we crit him. We one-shot Togekiss. We one-shot Rosewood, and 2 bites we took down Milotic, and 1 Waterfall took down Lucario. Man, I was very stupid. Why didn't I use Dragon Dance on the last 2 Elite Four? Man, that was very stupid of me. But we finished City off. That was really intense. But we finished the challenge, so yay for me. It was really challenge. It was awful in a few different ways. It was awful on the grinding, and it was awful in the end because I was so stupid. Didn't thought I should use Gyarados Dragon Dance a lot of time because it can use a lot of bites on the Psychic type and Waterfall on the Fire. Didn't thought of using that because I know the first of the fire Pokemon Flint uses Houndoom, and Houndoom didn't have electricity or rock move. So I can use carefully Dragon Dance a lot of time, and then finish all the fire Pokemon, and I can do the same thing for Lucian. That was very stupid of me. But anyway, we finished the challenge, so I hope you enjoyed this challenge. I decided to keep the challenge to myself and not use do a few challenges. If you want me to do a few more, check down link in the description, donate for me. If you donate for me, I realize you want to do more challenges, but you don't have to donate. If you want me to do more challenges like that, just like and subscribe, and also comment to me if you want me to do more. So until then, like I always said, and I know I do that always, but I'll always like and subscribe, and I catch you up later, guys. I promise I will buy the Elgato game capture so we can finally do the Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Sword. So until then, have a nice day.